I'm pleased to be joined by my next guest, Josh Smith, who will face Dinis Paiva next in the co-main event of CES 62 on April the 30th. Josh, how's it going, man?
Man, it's going great, man. Training's going well. Everything's looked like it's on schedule to pop off. So I'm just excited for next Friday.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one. Obviously, I'll be tuning into UFC Fight Pass. First, I gotta say, I like the setup behind you, man. Are you a little bit of a movie buff? Like, what? That's
Yeah, man.
actually.
Well, I like to collect art. I got a bunch of art all around the house, and down here in Wynwood, it's easy to go out and see something you like and be like, I want that. So,
Okay. What's your favorite piece of art?
I have a Joker. I'm gonna show y'all. I
Yeah.
have a Joker piece right here that I seen done by my boy Tiago, and I was watching him making it. And I was like, hey, let me get that, and he was like, I got you, Josh, I got you. And hey, he just put it down, and so right now that's probably one of my favorite pieces of art.
That is very cool. Heath Ledger, rest in peace. That was a phenomenal performance he had there.
Awesome performance.
Yeah.
So, it was legendary watching him make it, and it was like 5 years ago when he made it, so it's kind of special to me. So yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Speaking of great performances, you had a nice one your last time out, a unanimous decision victory over Charlampas Gregorio. I probably butchered that name, but UD win. A win's all that matters, man. Like, how happy were you with that outcome?
Well, I was really happy because it was a while since I've been in a cage, and I've been looking for a fight, and it was crazy. They called me 3 days before the fight, and they were like, "Hey, can you hop on the plane and get out here?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Wait, you can make weight in a day?" And I was like, "Yes," because I was coming up from 125. Me and my team decided that wasn't the route I needed to take, and I should just stay strong and fit at 35. And I've been doing great here. So
what does that do for your confidence to take a fight against a tough guy on short notice like that and go in there and get a dominant win?
man, if y'all would see how stacked our fight room is, like I was just training with Peter Yan for his Aljamain fight for 7 to 8 weeks, and right after I had to go train with Ronnie Yaya for his fight, his recent fight in the UFC. So like I felt like I just literally trained with the best striker and the best ground guy in the UFC. So like me picking up a fight and fighting anyone at any given time at 35 isn't a big deal to me. It's just another person in front of me.
Yeah, that makes all the sense in the world. What was your take on the end result of the Jan Sterling fight, man? Like, how do you think Jan's going to be able to bounce back from that?
I mean, he's gonna bounce back just fine. I don't think he had a problem at all during the fight. I think Aljamain's acting skills are remarkable. But it was an illegal blow. I don't think he should have been stripped. I think maybe it should have been a no contest. But it is what it is. And if anyone wants to fight him, that they're gonna have a tough time. And I mean, that guy's good. That guy is good. And yeah, I mean, you guys watched it. He was clearly winning the entire fight. So I have no doubt that he's gonna come back and snatch that title again.
Yeah, I mean, he really is a monster, man. Like, he's one of the best 135ers that I maybe have ever seen. He was getting better as the fight was going on with Aljamain, and Aljo was kind of going the other direction. So, but we'll see. I'm
That's
sure.
how I was in training. So I know firsthand that hey, that guy's a freaking animal.
How long have you been at ATT for now? Because I understand you did make the move from New Orleans. You had to move because of Katrina. And have you been there since?
No. So Katrina happened. I'm 33. So it's been a while. Katrina happened, and then I moved from Katrina. I was born in New Orleans, Katrina, raised in Houston. Afterwards, recruited to the University of Nebraska Kearney, where I was roommates with the Nigerian Nightmare. After that, went over to got done with college and went to Military Fight Systems, where I started my MMA career. Um, as we all know, that kind of dwindled down and broke up, and a lot of their fighters went all over the country. And I went down to American Top Team, and I've been here for the past six years or so. Yeah, and
Yeah, and
the transition's been great. They welcomed me with open arms, and they were like, "This kid got skill," and they just put me as in their prospect course, and I've been training there since.
do you ever get, I don't want to say like intimidated because that's not the right word, but like some days when you go in there and you see someone like Jan and you got all these other just like top 5 athletes in the world, is it just kind of mind boggling to think like, man, oh man, like these are the guys that I go in there and get it on with and sharpen my skill set every day?
It sometimes I'll sit back and after training, and I'll watch all of our guys stretching. And one of my best training partners, my number one training partner, is Kyoji Horiguchi, and he was my first training partner when I got there, and he's still my number one training partner now. And I would go and I would just sit back and I would watch some of these people walk in the door, like Amanda Nunez, Jorge Masvidal, and Joanna Young Jacek, and just a bunch of other stars, DP. And I just watch them and I'll just be like, yo, I am in the right place to do the right thing. Like I have no doubt in my mind that I'm in the right place to accomplish the goals I want to, because I've seen countless other fighters do. I just seen a teammate of mine knock out Demetrius Johnson, and like there's not there. Whenever I get into other fights, I have no doubt in my mind that I'm one of the best, because if you're not in that room and you're not competing with us, it's hard for me to bet on you. I'm like, I know I'm training with the best, so if you're not competing at the level we are, then you're gonna have a tough time. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, clearly got one of the best gyms on the planet. I've been interviewing Tony Gravely for a while. Has he
That's
been one
my
of your main
guy.
trainers? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my guy. I was so proud of him after his win. Yeah, we train together all the time. He is so solid too. I love training with him. At one time he was supposed to fight Paiva. So we talked about that, and I mean, me and my team came up with a game plan. So pretty confident in going into this weekend.
Yeah, well, we'll dive into that here shortly. I do have to ask, you mentioned you were former roommates with the Nigerian Nightmare. Do you still keep in touch with him?
Not so much. I mean, we do our own thing. He's busy and I'm busy, but like every now and then I'll be like, "Yo, what's up?" Like I just seen him in New York a year or two ago, and passed by me like, "Hey, yo, what's up, Josh?" And I was like, "Ah, it's Marty, Kamaru." But yeah,
Yeah, what do you think of this matchup this Saturday? Who you
current teammate versus old teammate. Now, I I love Jorge, so that's where my money's at right now, because I've seen the work he's put in. Like I only could attest to what I've seen. So I've seen the work my teammates put in. So my bet is always on ATT.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Let's talk about your hobbies of training and MMA. Like, do you have a job right now? Like, are you doing that and then training, or are you just training full time?
Uh, I do. I have oddball jobs. Like I used to unload a bunch of trucks, so I stay fit doing that. I'll unload trucks, or there's stuff always to do around here. But I've been training full time. I'll pick up little oddball jobs here and there, but yeah, I'm strictly fighting. Try to I coach some, give private lessons, but strictly fighting.
Do you
Hobbies,
have any other?
hobbies.
Yeah,
I skateboard. I play Fortnite. I go out. I hunt. Go fishing with the boys sometimes. I like to party. Like I'm that guy. I like to go out and be spontaneous and do just just whatever. Whatever seems popping and fun at the time. I like to hit up concerts. Um, I like to be out there. So y'all down in Florida, hit your boy up.
Now you mentioned hunting. Like, what do you hunt down in Florida? Where do you
Oh
go?
no, ain't nothing, ain't no hunting in Florida. I mean, I might fish in Florida, but whenever I used to be in the University of Nebraska, some of my Nebraska boys, they would go out and they would take me hunting. We'd hunt deer, dove, duck, you name it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm from New England, up in Maine, so I mean, deer, bear, moose, some big
Yeah,
game hunting up there.
yeah, bear. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now,
that's
do you have?
interesting.
I know it's a totally different world up here. One of the reasons why I would be a little bit more apprehensive to move to Florida is because I'm not a snake guy. I don't like snakes or reptiles. Is that something that you have to deal with a lot down there?
Yes, I just looked out the window because I live in an upstairs condo, and every morning I'll go outside and open my patio door, and you'll see tons of iguanas and stuff walking around. I'm not a snake guy at all, but I think seeing the reptiles walk around, like yeah, I can see one outside right. The reptiles that's walking around, it's pretty cool, but I don't mess with them, but they don't mess with us. Like if we walk by them, they'll run up a tree, and you're like squirrels, and you're just like, there's more reptiles out here than squirrels. Now that was odd to me. I was just like, alrighty then. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a great place to live. Love the nature. I feel like it's paradise in America. Like I know up north, a couple of friends of mine are in a winter storm, and I was like, I might go to the beach today.
Yeah. Yeah, touche. Very, very well said. I think you win the argument there. Now, I do want to talk about your career and where it's at right now and where you're hoping to go. Obviously, right now you're totally dialed in on Dinis Paiva and this co-main event fight here at CES 62. But where you're at right now, like, what do you think you need to do to get some momentum together to get maybe the eyes of the UFC? Because I'm sure that's your goal. That's where you want to be.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know. I feel like uh I feel like I just gotta stay at 35. Stay at 35. Because throughout my career, I've bounced around a lot. I've went to 25. Every time I drop to 25, I take a L. Every time I go back to up to my natural weight class, I win. So me and my team got together and they were like, "Hey, no more going to 30." All my losses, every L, all six of them are at 25. Every win, all of my amateur career, undefeated. All my pro career at 35, haven't lost. But every time I make an attempt to drop to 25, I get down to 28, 27, I start to die. And that's just that, and that's not how I should fight. That's not how anyone should fight. Um, I was I was in a corner for one of my teammates, Kyoji, when he was fighting Darian Caldwell, and we was up in Japan, and he said something to me that really resonated, like inside of me, and watching him barely cut any weight, then watching Darian Caldwell cut a ton of weight, seeing him at weigh-ins, Darian towering over him, and Kyoji just enjoying his time, enjoying his time there. We was in a temple, and he goes, Josh, it's the way he goes, Josh, it's not always about being the bigger fighter, but about being the better fighter. And I was like, okay. And then I watched him perform, and it's just so different. The cut from 25 to 35. I feel like at 35, whenever I sit down in my corner, I actually recover. At 25, I stand back up, and my arms are heavy, my legs are heavy. I can't get nothing going. It's cutting that much weight isn't beneficial to fighting.
Mhm.
And I've learned that the hard way. Whereas if I would have maybe stayed at my correct weight class and build there, maybe I would be in the UFC or here or there. But I feel like I just need to stick to my weight class and rack up these wins. Like, and not saying Paiva is going to be a stepping stone, but he's a great name to have under my resume, going forward, considering that he's fought at on the contender series at 145, considering that he's a veteran in CES. He was a title challenger. So I think we have the hard side of the tournament. I've seen the other two guys on the other side, not taking anything away from them, But I think this is the title fight in my eyes.
I'm very excited for it. I do want to ask too, like, what do you typically walk around at? Are you upwards of 150?
Like 141, 142.
Oh,
I made weight twice this week.
wow. Okay. So I mean, this cut to bantamweight is nothing for you. This is easy.
Man, eating chips right now. After training, I was 148, just ripped to shreds, and I was just like, I have a week. I can do something. Ha. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about this matchup with Paiva. Obviously, he's a veteran guy. You guys are both in a very similar situation where this is a very important win for the both of you. You need to string together some wins here to really get that call. So when you look at the matchup stylistically, how do you feel this shakes out?
I feel it shakes out very well. I know he's a really good fighter. It says he has a wrestling background, which is fantastic for me because I have a wrestling background, and it comes down to who's better at transitioning, who's better at bringing their wrestling to boxing. I mean, or to MMA or to jiu-jitsu. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a clash of styles. Whereas to see who's better at what in the situation. Like if I feel like if we start boxing and he wants to take it to a stand-up fight, then I am absolutely okay with that. And we can do a stand-up fight. If we go to the ground, perfect. Let's get it on. We can get to rolling because at atATT they have us train every aspect of MMA. So we're ready for whatever comes. And I think wherever he wants to take it, I'm willing to open that door and invite him in.
Is this the most important fight of your career so far?
I feel like any fight that's in front of me is the most important fight. I don't take any fight. I don't like. I fought Joe Pearson back in the day, and he was WEC title challenger. And I never was like, I never look back and be like, that was the most important fight of my. No, I look at the fight that's in front of me as the most important fight of my career every single time.
Now, obviously, this is going to be on UFC Fight Pass, so anybody that can't make it to the venue for Fight Night can watch it at home or even on the go with all the streaming that we do nowadays. How many people are you expecting to be tuning in, supporting you come the 30th?
Yeah, I want to represent for all of H-Town, all of New Orleans. Hey, anybody that went to college with me in Nebraska. Hey, people know me, man. Like I'm gonna have. I feel like upwards of. Then there's viewing parties. I want to say maybe 500 plus. I should be on me, and rooting for me, while out there, fighting. I have teammates all over in the UFC. My brothers in Bellator. I have a lot of people expecting me to come out on top. So I know there's going to be a lot of eyes on me. So I'm just ready to put on a performance. I'm ready to have fun, man. Because I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm not saying I don't take this too I'm not taking this too seriously, but I want to say it. Whenever I put so much pressure on myself, or anyone puts so much pressure on themselves, they seem to be maybe a little lackluster and don't do as well as they would have hoped. So right now, I think I'm just gonna go out there and I want to have a good time.
Okay, I like it. How do you get your hand raised? Give me your official prediction.
Oh, in a second. In a second. By finish, I want to say, could be a knockout. Could be a knockout. Hey, Paiva, keep your hands up, man. But if we take it to the ground, it could be a submission. It could be a tap. But I do think it will be in a second. But I will say, if you want to take it to deep water, boy, I'm a swimmer. So I'm all about that business. So yeah, I have no problem. I have no problem taking it to deep water, but I am looking for the finish. I'm looking for the finish, the first, the second, and the third. If I get it anywhere ahead of what I said, then that's great. If say if we go to decision and I win that way, that's cool. But I know I want to go back to the drawing board because I really like to look for finishes.
Okay, well, I'm excited for this co-main event. I know I'm going to be tuning in on UFC Fight Pass come April the 30th. A very exciting bantamweight bout. Josh Smith, Dinis Paiva. Josh, a pleasure interviewing you for the first time. Before I let you go, man, tell people where they can follow you on social media, and if you have any sponsors, the floor is yours.
Hey yo, holla at that guy _ MMA on IG, Twitter, Facebook. I'm just Josh Smith on Facebook, but that I do most of my posting on IG. So that guy _ MMA.